Days turned into weeks, and the bullying got worse. They poured water on her chair, locked her in the toilet, and spread rumors that she was a thief. Her notebooks were torn, and her uniform was stained with ink. BC made sure Tenny felt like nobody. Before I continue, I'd love to know where you're watching in from. Drop your location in the comments. There once lived a young girl named Tenny who recently moved to a new village with her family. As she woke up, she recorded her surroundings, mumbling to herself that she never imagined living in a village. Standing outside her new school, she sighed, holding her phone up to record her new school. I never thought I'd end up in a village school, she mumbled before taking a quick selfie. Tenny stood at the gate of community secondary school, looking at the dusty playground filled with noisy students. Determined to make the best of it, she promised herself, I will be disciplined, humble, and friendly here. Inside the staff room, Mr. Ade, the strict but kind teacher, called on Amaka, a girl who had recently transferred from Lagos, to help Tenny adjust to her new environment. Amaka, help Tenny find her way around. You two might have a lot in common. Amaka nodded reluctantly, her expression unreadable. As she led Tenny through the corridors, Tenny couldn't resist recording the old classrooms and dusty blackboards. She accidentally recorded Amaka, who immediately snapped, Don't record me, and walked away, leaving Tenny stunned. When they got to the classroom, it was noisy. When she walked in, all eyes turned to look at her. Miss Easy, the class teacher, introduced her. Class, this is Tenny, your new classmate. Make her feel welcome. Some students greeted her, but most just stared, checking her out. During break, Tenny sat alone, watching the other students. Before she could muster the courage to approach them, BC, the most popular girl in the class, strutted over with her friends. BC was beautiful, rich, and known for her sharp tongue. She controlled the school, and no one dared to challenge her. Flashing a charming smile, BC said, Hey, new girl, want to hang out with us? Grateful for the attention, Tenny agreed, feeling relieved that someone noticed her. Meanwhile, Amaka, the girl who showed Tenny round the school earlier, sat at her seat, gripping her chest as her breathing became uneven. Her friend, Aisha, rushed over. Are you okay? Amaka gasped. I can't believe she's here. Tenny, confused, Aisha asked, You know her? Amaka's eyes darkened. Back in junior secondary school, she watched while her friends bullied me and did nothing. I won't let her get away with it. Rumors spread quickly. By the end of the day, everyone knew about Tenny's past. BC's smile vanished, replaced with contempt. So, you were a bully? She sneered. Tenny tried to defend herself, but Amaka ran out of the classroom in tears. Confused and hurt, Tenny followed her. Amaka, wait, I never hurt you. Amaka turned, her eyes blazing. No, but you stood there and watched. You did nothing. Before Tenny could respond, a classmate appeared. Amaka instantly started crying louder, playing the victim perfectly. If you're enjoying this story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Soon, the other students turned cold towards Tenny. When she tried to talk to Amaka, but she acted like a victim, accusing Tenny of being a bully. Confused, Tenny remembered Amaka from her old school. She had witnessed the bullying but never participated. Still, Amaka was determined to make her pay. The next day, Tenny's desk was covered in cruel words. Bully, wicked, heartless. Trash was scattered beneath her chair, and her books were torn and thrown into the dustbin. As she cleaned up the mess, BC walked over. Serves you right. She laughed as she walked away with her friends. The next day, Amara, one of BC's friends who had been absent, returned to school. As soon as she heard about the bullying allegations, she angrily confronted Tenny and poured a bucket of dirty water on her, demanding she apologize to Amaka. During lunch, Tenny sat alone again, feeling the cold stares of her classmates. She tried to record a video expressing her pain, but before she could hit save, her phone was snatched. She looked up to see Amaka smiling wickedly. "You're not the only one who can record things." That evening, videos of Tenny complaining about village life and her classmates were shared everywhere. Her own words were twisted against her. The students mocked her the next day, calling her spoiled city girl. Humiliated, she tried to apologize, but no one would listen. From that moment on, no one talked to Tenny. They scribbled insults on her desk, filled her locker with trash, and tore her notebooks. Feeling isolated, Tenny sat alone at lunch. She was approached by a classmate who invited her to a festival, but was quickly pulled away by BC, who mocked Tenny's loneliness. Humiliated again, Tenny ran to the bathroom where BC and her group found her crying. Amaka couldn't hide her smile. She was gradually becoming BC's favorite now. During preparations for the festival, BC and her friends painted Tenny's face, trapping her in the classroom. Tenny barely escaped to the bathroom, where Amaka taunted her, warning that it was just the beginning. Things only got worse at the school's cultural festival. When Tenny went to change into her costume, she found it filled with crawling earthworms. She screamed, dropping the outfit as BC and her friends laughed outside the door. "Welcome to the village, city girl." Desperate and broken, Tenny locked herself in an empty classroom, crying herself to sleep. When she woke, it was dark, and she tried to leave, but BC was waiting. "You're pathetic," BC mocked, locking the door from the outside. "She wet herself like a baby," they chanted. By morning, the rumors were worse. One afternoon, Tenny sat behind the classroom, wiping tears from her eyes. She had had enough. "I did nothing to them, but they treat me like this. They believed Amaka's lies over me," she whispered, her voice shaking with anger. "They have not seen anything. I will show them who I am." Tired of the bullying, Tenny didn't return to school for days. She visited her old friends in the city and returned with dyed hair and bold new looks. The students were shocked by her transformation. When BC and her group tried to mock her, Tenny shot back, mocking BC's hairstyle. The power had shifted. Tenny fired back, embarrassing BC in front of the class. Tenny stood before her classmates, her voice unwavering. "You're bullies. You watched me suffer and did nothing. You laughed, you whispered, you enjoyed the show, but now the show is over." Tenny's revenge plan was simple but wicked. She started by pretending to be friendly. She laughed at BC's jokes, complimented her hairstyle, and even offered to do her homework. BC was suspicious at first, but soon enjoyed the extra attention. "Maybe she now knows her place," BC bragged to her friends. One day, Tenny brought homemade chin-chin to school. "I made it myself," she said, handing the container to BC. "I just want to make peace." BC, feeling superior, accepted the chin-chin and shared it with her friends. What she didn't know was that Tenny had added a secret ingredient, yugu leaves turned into powder that caused serious stomach pain. During the last period, BC's stomach made loud noises. She moved uncomfortably, her face turning pale. "I need to go to the toilet," she whispered to her friend Ada, but it was too late. She couldn't hold it, and the whole class burst into laughter as the bad smell filled the room. BC ran out in shame, leaving a trail behind. Tenny watched without expression, but inside she was dancing with joy. The news spread fast. BC, the queen bee, had messed herself in class. Her status fell overnight. Her friends avoided her, whispering behind her back. Her reputation was destroyed. But Tenny was not done yet. She watched BC closely and saw her typing her Instagram password in the computer lab. Tenny remembered the password and later used it to hack into BC's account. She posted embarrassing photos and fake love messages, making BC look desperate. People made fun of BC online and she had to delete her account out of shame. Next, Tenny planted a fake love letter in BC's locker, pretending it was from Chinedu, the most popular boy in school. BC had a huge crush on him. When Chinedu found out, he publicly rejected her, laughing with his friends about how BC is not even my type. The shame was too much, and BC stopped coming to school for a week. Feeling victorious, Tenny continued her plan. She spread rumors that BC's father was broke and that her family was about to lose their house. When BC returned to school, students mocked her worn-out shoes and faded uniform. "So you were only packaging all this time?" Ada mocked, now sitting with Tenny. "Look at how you have suffered." One afternoon, Tenny met BC in an empty classroom. BC's eyes were red and swollen from crying. She looked at Tenny with fear. "Why are you doing this to me?" she sobbed. Tenny's face was cold. "You thought you could bully me and I would stay silent? You thought I couldn't fight back?" She leaned closer, her voice low and serious. "You taught me wickedness, and I learned well. I will make sure you never forget this lesson." BC fell to her knees, begging, "Please, Tenny, I've learned my lesson. Not everything is a fight." But Tenny's heart was hardened. "You haven't seen anything yet. I am just getting started." The next day, BC transferred to another school, her reign as Queen Bee officially over. Tenny walked into class, her head held high, her confidence restored. The students stared at her, some in fear, others in admiration. She had defeated the school's most powerful bully and won. Amidst the chaos, Amaka confronted Tenny, accusing her of causing all the drama. In a heated exchange, Amaka cut her wrist in front of Tenny, who secretly recorded the incident. That night, Tenny uploaded all her recordings, exposing Amaka's manipulations, BC's bullying, and the class's toxic dynamics. BC's reputation was shattered, and Amaka was exposed as a liar. When Amaka confronted Tenny, blaming her for ruining her life, Tenny coldly responded, "You chose to play the victim. You lied on me so that you could be friends with the most popular girl in school. Now face the consequences." As she sat down and opened her notebook, Tenny smiled to herself. "Nobody will mess with me again. Not now, not ever." If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling tales. Hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the next chapter of suspense, mystery, and drama. Leave your thoughts in the comments. What would you do if you were in Tenny's shoes? Let's discuss.